What's up guys, how are you doing? I'm Kelly with your Tuesday video for this week, and today I'll be talking about the concept of clean eating. So depending on where you are on your health and fitness journey, as well as what you've been exposed to, like gyms or if you have a Fitbler or any other programs you may have done, you may or may not have heard about this concept of eating clean. But what it is in a nutshell is when you modify your diet, meaning the compilation of all the foods that you put into your body, when you modify that to be about 80% clean foods, about 20% of cheat or YOLO or unhealthy foods, and that name just depends on who you're talking to and your own personal opinions. So a lot of Fitblers use the term cheat, but I personally don't really like this because it kind of gives the impression that you're depriving yourself or you're on a crash diet type of thing, when in reality, eating clean is a complete lifestyle change where no specific foods are off limits. This isn't some sort of crash diet that bans all sugars or breads or carbs or anything like that. You can really eat whatever you want. You just need to learn to find that 80-20 balance to make sure you don't go overboard. Personally, I like Blogilates' term for that 20% of unhealthy foods, which is YOLO meals, meaning you only live once, like the hashtag. I think that it's pretty funny, to be honest. But it doesn't really matter what you call it, as long as you just keep that percentage of foods to about 20% of your diet, while the remaining 80% is clean. So what exactly qualifies as clean food? Well, clean food is exactly that. It's real food where you don't have it full of artificial coloring, artificial flavoring, sugar substitutes, none of the weird, unpronounceable stuff like that really just compromises your health. A general rule of thumb is that the shorter the ingredient list is, the better it is for you. So you want to make sure that you minimize ingredients to no more than 4 to 6 if possible for that 80%. And you want to make sure that there isn't anything crazy and unpronounceable on the list. So, for example, take foods like eggs and blueberries. Foods like these generally don't have an ingredient list because, dun, 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 there's only one ingredient. This kind of food definitely qualifies as the healthy, clean foods that goes in the 80% category. But for anything else that does have a label, you've just got to take 5 seconds of your time to read. My almonds, for example. The ingredients here we have, let me find them, alright. We have almonds, vegetable oil, and sea salt. 3 ingredients, 1, 2, 3. Nothing sketchy, clean, done. My Brookside dark chocolate acai berries though. Goodness gracious, okay. We've got dark chocolate, and it tells you all the ingredients in that. Fruit juice from concentrate and all the ingredients in that. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. Cane sugar, corn syrup, apple syrup, maltodextrin, pectin, malic acid, natural flavor? What is that? Sodium bicarbonate, ascorbic acid, citric acid, canola oil, confectioner's okay, there's like a whole paragraph right here. Okay, not clean, right? So that it doesn't mean that I can't eat it. It just means that I don't eat as much of it, so it goes in the 20% category. Done. So maybe the non-clean foods take a bit more than 5 seconds, but to be completely honest, you can figure it out in about 2 seconds just by glancing at the label and seeing if it's paragraph or sentence. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent, but the whole point is you're going to be eating mostly whole, unrefined foods with lots of fruits and vegetables. Clean eating also includes a lot of lean meats, so you're going to want to try to maximize your turkey, chicken, and fish, and minimize the beef and pork, so those are a bit fattier. Also, if possible, you're going to want to get your meat directly from a butcher, or just take out your chainsaw and hack it up yourself instead of buying like ground meat or ground turkey, because I hate to break it to you, but ground beef and ground turkey is not just ground up beef and turkey. I'm sorry. But I will leave that Google search to you. Soul searching right there. So you've got your fruits, your veggies, and your lean meats. You're going to also want to be eating a lot of whole grains. So examples of these are like brown rice, whole wheat, and other whole grains that haven't been broken down yet. Again, you're going to have to read the label, because just because something says that it's whole grain doesn't mean that it actually is. Or even if it is, it doesn't mean that they haven't added a bunch of sugars, other ingredients that you don't necessarily want to be eating. But anywho, once you buy all of this food and get it all prepared and easily accessible and beautiful looking, you're gonna eat it. Duh. Usually small frequent meals about 5 to 6 times a day, and what this does is it keeps your metabolism up, it levels out your blood sugar, it prevents hunger, and it's just overall a bit more beneficial than eating 3 big meals or even 3 small meals if you're on a restricted diet throughout your day. Because what that does is it slows down your metabolism if you wait too long between meals. And also if you eat too much or too little. It can get you moody if you go too long without eating from decreasing blood sugar. And you also tend to eat more at these meals because you're hungrier for more time in between. And that results in food comas and bloating and lots of other not fun stuff that we'd like to avoid if possible. But yeah, so 5 to 6 small frequent meals a day. You want to make sure that at each one you have a complex carbohydrate paired with 20 to 21 grams of lean meat and also some healthy fats. Peanut butter. And what this will come out to be, if you do count calories or if you don't really know the portion size yet, it comes out to about 200 to 300 calories. And it's just the perfect balance. You also want to make sure that you're drinking enough water. Health officials recommend about 8 cups a day, which translates to at least 2 liters. But, random fact, you technically need to consume about 2.2 liters if you're female and about 3 liters if you're male. Just a lot of this can be consumed during through the food you eat, which is why health officials give you a lower number. Bet you didn't know that. Yeah, so that's what you need to survive, because humans actually are about 60% water, and that varies depending on how old you are and if you're a girl or boy and stuff like that. But if you don't drink enough water, you can and you will die because you're not replenishing 60% of your body, which is insane. Another reason to make sure that you're drinking water is because thirst is most commonly mistaken for hunger. So while drinking more water hasn't necessarily been completely scientifically proven to make you eat less, it can help you discern when you're actually hungry from when you're just thirsty, which in my book I think that makes you eat less because you're eating less often, whereas you would have just gone for a snack if you were thirsty before. So that's the general idea behind clean eating, but you might be thinking, okay, is it really worth it? I mean, what's in it for me? Well, I'm glad you asked. A few of the benefits of clean eating are the prevention and reduced risk of heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes, which are all lifestyle-related ailments, right? You'll also get weight and fat loss, increased energy, shinier hair, clearer skin, you'll sleep better, you'll have increased mental well-being. And girl, if that doesn't win you over, I really don't know what will. But isn't it way more expensive? No. So eating healthy is actually significantly cheaper than buying fast food. Once you figure out the best places to shop, I would definitely check out farmers markets, and you learn how to get the best deals. It really is not nearly as expensive as people make it out to be. Don't judge the price by your first shopping trip, alright? Imagine never having been grocery shopping before, and you pull up to some expensive shop, and you shell out $5 on a box of cereal. Not your smartest move, right? But the point is you're not going to do it again, and you learn from it, and you learn how to save your money and use it wiser. Also, if fruit is on sale, but it looks like it may be on its last leg, like it may only last a few more days, don't be afraid to buy it, because even if you don't finish it before it gets a little too mushy, you can always freeze it and save it for smoothies or any other recipe that involves frozen fruit. But yeah, so eating healthy definitely does not cost more money than buying fast food. The only thing that it does cost more of is time. But if you have a busy schedule and you know that when you get off work, after, 8 hours in the office, you've been sitting in traffic for 3 hours, and you just know that you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I want McDonald's. Like, right now, my stomach, get in me. If you know that beforehand, if you know that in advance, then just prep your food the night before, a few days in advance, freeze it, and then, you're good to go when you get home. You're making your own food fast, right? My older sister, she preps all of her food on Sunday night at the beginning of the week, freezes it until the night she cooks it, and then she's good to go. The entire week, she's all laid out, and, say it gets to Tuesday, and she's like, I didn't really want, whatever meal tonight. She can just substitute out with a different day's meal. I think that's pretty smart. There's absolutely nothing stopping you from doing the same exact thing. Also, I would consider bringing a snack, keep snacks with you, like banana, some nuts, stuff like that, to, curb the hunger a bit, and so you don't give in to the temptation of going for fast food. So we've explained the concept, we've talked about the benefits, and we've dispelled the biggest myth against eating healthy. So all that's left is some quick tips before I let you go to get started. So in addition to prepping and freezing your food in advance, I would strongly suggest starting out to get some frozen fruits and vegetables, because they're a really quick way to add in nutrients to your food. Although this does taste different than fresh foods, it's a good way to get started. Also, if eating completely clean is a bit hard for you at first, add one meal at a time. Say week 1, you want to add one clean meal to your diet. Week 2, you can add a second meal and just work your way up to being that 80% clean. Thirdly, if you feel like you're going to be missing out on all of your favorite foods, or recipes and whatnot, just search the recipe in Google and, attach clean eating, and loads of recipes will come up. And you can, pick and choose. There's tons of them out there. I've done it so many times with different recipes. You can search peanut butter cookies, clean eating, pot roast. Pot roast is already pretty healthy. But, fried chicken, clean eating. You can search anything you want. There's loads of recipes out there just waiting to be found by you. One final warning is that this is going to take time and practice before you work your way up to that perfect 80-20 balance. Your taste buds are going to go through a bit of an adjustment period, which is going to be kind of difficult. But once you get through that, and they get used to the lower levels of salt and fat and sugar, once you're done with that, it's going to be a lot easier. So just hang in there. You can do this. Well, there's your crash course in clean eating. If you enjoyed this video, or if you learned something, make sure you press like. And make sure to subscribe for daily videos, motivation, and tips. And also comment below if there's anything you want to see, like me make a video of, because I love to try something new. Also, feel free to follow me on Tumblr and Instagram, or to tweet me, because I'd love to see how you're doing and how your journey's going. Alrighty, I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, guys.